Okay, it's with great pleasure that I introduce our next guest, Becky Gina. Becky Gina, who I have the pleasure of working with now on a project, is the co-founder of the Shinnecock Indian Land Defense Committee. And she is very active out on the Shinnecock Reservation, and she's a speaker today.
Thank you so much. I'd just like to say that it is an honor and a privilege to be here today with all of these beautiful indigenous women from all over, and I feel very privileged to be here. What we're going to do today, because actually my sister Margot, Thunderbird, was supposed to speak, and she asked me to speak for her. Then I got asked to be Miss Harriet Gum, so so we're going to combine speaking and our musical presentation of the Thunderbird sisters all together. My sisters Tina and my brother Ben are going to come up here and get the mics and stuff together. And while they're doing that, I'd like to tell you what's going on the Shinnecock Reservation a little bit. I don't know if anyone's aware of the battles that we're having with the developers coming in to destroy what's left of our sacred ancestral lands. And, you know, it's nothing new that that's what they do. They come up and they tear up and then they fill up their pockets with money, and then they go away. And they leave us with the overdevelopment, overuse of chemicals, nowhere for the animals to go, the same old story. But this time, the Shinnecock people have taken a stand, and in January of 2000, there's a 62-acre parcel of land that's right across the highway from our reservation, and we do consider it our land because we know that if it was purchased by someone, it was an illegal purchase. And in January, they started clearing that land for 38 development of luxury homes. And we decided that that's enough of that. So we went over there, and Gordell, see, he's sitting back there all quiet now, but in January he came to my house and he said, you know, they're bulldozing over there, what are we going to do? And I said, well, we got to do something. So we went over there Monday morning, and we didn't exactly know what to do. We knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't know exactly what to do. So we sat in the car for a couple hours, and we went back to the res and got some more people, and we came back and we stopped the bulldozers. And the laborers were like, well, you know, I don't know what's going on, and we'll find out. But they stopped. And then their foremans came and told them to get back in their bulldozers, and we stopped them again. Thank you. And the cops came, so we had a standoff the rest of the day, but the developers could not produce the paperwork, the proper paperwork that they said that they had in order to proceed. So for the next 30 days, there was no more bulldozing. That's the good news. The bad news is February 24th, to the exact day, they were back there bulldozing, and we all went out there again, and there were quite a few people from Shinnecock this time. We were a little more prepared, although we didn't exactly know what to do again. These things kind of come at you, and you know, and you have to do, you know, what moves you. And that way it'll cause a ripple effect and other people will join in. And that's what we're hoping to do today. If you know about a problem, maybe you can help. So we went back out there, only this time there were about 50 state troopers. And that's no exaggeration. And it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and we had planned a peaceful demonstration on the public property, and we had signs, and we had children, and we had elders. So when we went out there, and the bulldozers started coming our way, and they had already told us we kill trees, not people. They were not going to run us over. And we intended to have a peaceful standoff for the rest of the day until our injunction came from the local court. And the state police decided that they didn't want any peaceful demonstrating going on, so they pushed Gordell and I into the middle of the road and charged us with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and I mean, they were very abusive, and they had like 3 cops jumping on us, and they slammed my face into the hood of the car that was in the middle of the road, you know, and they twisted my arms to my neck, in the back of my neck, you know, and the bulldozers went right through. And to me, in my opinion, it was like the cavalry was there to protect the settlers from the wild Indians. They turned it all crazy. They made it insane. So we got arrested. And after they released us, about 5 hours later, we were right back there. And the next day, a couple more arrests came, and then our injunction came about 5 o'clock. So we got the injunction, and we got our day in court, and the Shinnecock, unfortunately, what we had still wasn't good enough for the judge because we lost on a technicality. It doesn't matter about merit or justice or love for your land. It's the technicality that we lost on. So we're here to tell you today that this fight will continue on and on and on. We will not allow the rape of our Mother Earth without standing up and defending her, because without Earth there is no life. That's right. We'd like to sing this song called September Moon. It's to honor all the indigenous women in this world and in this universe. September Moon. Thank you very much. The reason why I have this cold and I'm going to struggle through 2 more songs, after we got the decision from the judge and we knew we had to continue on, we set up a teepee next to the 62 acres on the campus of the Southampton College so that we wouldn't be arrested by going in there after the judge's decision, but we could be next to the land and we could hold ceremonies. So we stayed there, and it rained for each and every day. We stayed there for 5 days, and we had a vigil, and we we put a fire in the teepee, and we prayed, and we stayed there until the dean of the college says you gotta go. So once again, we got a big put down. So we left. We set the teepee up over onto the res, and we're not even allowed near the 62 acres. It's like when you lose someone, and a friend or a loved one or a mom or a dad or your child, and you're not even allowed to say goodbye. That's how we feel. So we still have a lot to do, and we're going to do it. But like I said, we need everybody's help. What we're going to do, we're setting up some events so that we can keep the awareness going, the awareness to continue. And if everyone tells someone what's going on, then, and it's not just about Shinnecock, and it's just not about Native Americans, it's about all human beings. And you know how it is to have to save someone from themselves. These people are so greedy and so money hungry, they don't realize that we all drink the same water and we all breathe the same air. And how can you pollute it and not pollute yourself? On May 10th, the local AIM chapter, which is directed by a man named Derek Whirlwind Boy, is putting together a bus to go to Albany, to the state capitol. And we have a permit for the whole day of May 10th so that we can bring our flyers and our banner and our cause to the capitol. And again, we're not sure how much good it's going to do, but what we're doing is keeping everyone encouraged and let them know that this is going to continue on and on and on. And it's leaving from the Thunderbird coffee shop. 4 a.m. we're going to have a pipe ceremony, and then immediately after that, it's going to leave for New York City. And if anyone's interested, we have phone numbers, and the bus will stop in New York City on its way to Albany, and that's May 10th. And then on Saturday, May 13th, there's flyers out in the lobby. The Shinnecock Indian Defense Committee, in conjunction with the Long Island Native American Task Force, presenting a day of communication and planning, which is Saturday, May 13th. And these flyers are going to be out in the lobby. And this is a peaceful demonstration in solidarity with the Land Defense Committee, so that we can keep the communication going, and we're going to have a caravan of awareness from Hampton Bays to Southampton, and start planning how we're going to tackle all of these major land problems. And there is a graveyard. There is an Indian burial ground on that 62 acres. And the judge had an affidavit from a construction worker, and he dismissed it because of a technicality. We didn't respond in 30 days in May 1999 of a notice that was this big in the local newspaper. So that's why we lost the first round, because of a technicality. We'd like to sing this next song. It's called Native Child, and we all know that everything we do is for our children and for their children. Native Child.
Native child of this land, running wild in this land, your beauty and innocence
Okay. I'd just like to say thank you so much for listening and thank you so much for caring. And I hope to meet each and every one of you again and again. Thank you. And where are you, Jennifer? Happily. My name is Jennifer Cuffe Wilson, and I'm the Outreach Education Coordinator for the American Indian Community House HIV/AIDS Project. I have an office in Riverhead called AICH Wonderful Place. I am one of 5 offices that is statewide throughout New York State. We have 5 offices. We have one office in Akwesasne, it's called Act Now. We have an office in Syracuse called Wish. And we have an office in Buffalo, which is Vision Quest. And we have an office right here in Manhattan, which is First Light. And I am located on Long Island. And I deal with the Native community throughout Long Island. I provide outreach and education about HIV and AIDS. Because HIV has become such a devastating disease, and especially to the communities of color. I just received this fax a couple of days ago, and when I read it, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I know when you go to conferences and everything, everybody gives you all these statistics and numbers and everything, and it can be kind of boring at times. But some of these numbers really make a statement. And I'd like to give you a couple of numbers. And these are numbers from the Center for Disease Control. The United States AIDS cases, male adult, for the community of color, and this is a report from June of 1999, is an estimated amount, 302,888 male adults are diagnosed with AIDS, and the people of color. Adult women, 89,067. Now, the numbers for the white adult male, 284,484. For an adult female, the number is 25,392. It's a very big difference. The faces of AIDS is changing. It's no longer a white man gay disease as a lot of people in the beginning liked us to believe. It is hitting the community of color in a very, very strong, powerful way. And we have to educate ourselves about this. Because if we don't, there will not be an 8th generation. New York State, according to the CDC report from 1999, is the highest state in the United States with AIDS cases, is in New York State. And in New York State, in the areas that the AIDS is high, in all the areas throughout New York State, there are Native communities in every single area. Long Island is one of the highest rates. And there are 3 Native communities in Long Island, Shinnecock, Montauk, and Uncle. But there are also other Native people that have made Long Island their home from other tribes. It's just amazing to me as I've only been doing this for 4 years, and it's been amazing to me at how effective AIDS has been in the Native community. Our teenagers are dying at a high rate of suicide. I like to know, why are you committing suicide? Is it because you
don't know is because you got tested and you found out you were HIV positive, and because there are no programs really for Native people that you felt that you had no other way. And that was one of the main reasons why the HIV/AIDS project was developed, is because there was none. Unfortunately, AIDS and HIV does not discriminate. Doesn't care whether you're black, white, purple, or green. But unfortunately, when we're doing education, we have to separate. So with these programs that we have now, the reason why the American Indian Community House developed the HIV/AIDS project was so that we could go into the reservations, because a lot of Native people really felt that it's not going to happen on the reservation. We live on the reservation, it's not going to happen to us. But it does, and it's happening at a high rate because of the fact that we are, unfortunately, drugs and alcohol has become one of our major problems. So in order for us to combat this, at least I feel very strongly, is we have to educate. We really have to educate. We have to educate our small children. Unfortunately, our teenagers are having sex. Let's be honest about it. 11, 12, 13-year-olds, they're having sex. If we lived the way the Creator had intended us to live, that would not be happening. But unfortunately it is. So we have to teach them, we have to educate them. Last I'd like to read from you is from a document that the NELCHA, which is the Native American Leadership Commission on Health and AIDS, was developed in 1992, and they had developed this document. And out of this document, I would like to read something that, when I first read it, to me it was just so powerful. And every time I read this last year at the conference, and I would like to read it again. It's from the Traditional Circle of Indian Elders and Youth Onondaga Nation. Indigenous people, and only indigenous people, have demonstrated effectively in taking care of the earth. Indigenous cultures have provided the only historical modes of sustainable development. A development must be defined as a process which benefits all, indigenous people included. We, the indigenous people of the earth, have a long experience of living on agreeable terms with the earth. It is possible that we can share our ancient knowledge with other people. Yes, surely. We shall go together in trust and confidence and belief, and we shall save our souls. This is the key to salvation. We are people of the earth. Earth is our place. Let us believe in it. Let us take care of it as we take care of our children, our parents, our grandparents. We are people of the earth. We must remember that we receive the benefits of Mother Earth from the Creator, and that we have a great responsibility to care for her and heal her. We have this duty, this privilege, to carry out in respect for our ancestors and for the coming generations. Thank you.
Child of my heart, may you always walk good roads, safe through the trouble you'll come to endure. Native child of this land.
I'd just like to say thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for caring. And I hope to meet each and every one of you again and again. Thank you.